Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us for today's webinar on how to build a lead funnel that actually works. Guys, I'm excited that you are joining us here today. I'm joined by Abby, Heman, and my friend Alexander, and we'll be talking today about lead funnels, how to improve your lead generation strategies. So while you're getting yourself seated and nice and comfortably, hopefully somewhere nice in the office or at home, I've got one question for you guys. Please do let me know where you're joining us from, and while you're actually getting prepared, if you're seeing the presenter's pod at the top right corner of your screen, just click on it to dock it, and it will not take away your space from the presentation. So you'll have it nicely shown, and you'll see the full slides. So once again, introduce yourself. Please tell us where you're joining us from. We're always excited to see where you guys are clicking today and where you're listening about lead funnels from. So for today, we've got a pretty standard plan. So the whole webinar will take around 1 hour. We won't take too much of your time today. As for recording, absolutely, there always is a recording of our session, as we promised. We'll be recording it, and we'll be sharing with you sometime tomorrow. You'll be receiving an email about this later on, and you can check GetResponse Resource Center as well, where you'll find this recording and some other recordings from our previous webinars. As for the agenda, we'll do the quick intro, some theoretical background. Then Abby will be doing the live demo, and she'll be building the lead funnel right in front of your eyes, so you'll see how you can exactly do this yourselves and just follow those steps. And then later on, if we have time, for the last 10-15 minutes, I think we'll have a Q&A session. We'll answer your questions. But of course, if you happen to have any questions during the presentation, feel free to ask them, Alexander, and later on I'll be answering your questions as well via the chat. So don't worry if you don't follow along. Just ask us questions, and we'll answer them now or a bit later today. For those of you that know or don't know, that we have a Facebook group for like-minded marketers. It's called Landing Page and Funnel Experts. If you happen to want to talk to other marketers that build funnels, that create landing pages, and just want their landing pages to be tested, looked around, or to have some people to look at them and tell you what their opinion is, please join that group. A lot of cool conversations are happening there, and a lot of great insights we've been already benefiting from, and I'm sure you guys will actually benefit from that as well. So feel free to join it after today's webinar. And before we begin the actual presentation, I've got one quick question for you guys. So since we're going to be talking about lead generation, lead funnels, we would like to know what's your biggest challenge in building your email list is. What kind of problems or challenges, issues you're having, whether it's about traffic, it's about converting those people, offering something that is going to convert them from visitors to subscribers. Just whatever comes to your mind, do let us know, and it will help us better prepare content for the future, so our future webinars, blog posts, and guides as well. So once you answer that, we can go on to the main presentation. So we can talk about lead generation, and I'm going to be the first one to say to you that this isn't an easy topic. Lead generation is by no means easy. There are many ways to generate leads, but there are 3 elements that are critical when it comes to lead generation. These are like the 3 puzzles that you cannot go without, and you shouldn't go without. So naturally, the number 1 thing they will need is traffic. Naturally, you need to drive traffic to your website, to your landing page or squeeze page, where you'll be attracting the right kind of audience and converting them with your lead magnet or some other additional strategies of how to convince people to join your email list. And afterwards, you'll have to follow up with them with an autoresponder or follow-up sequence. Of course, this is already after someone signs up to your list, but you shouldn't forget about this step, because this is a kind of communication that needs to be done quickly. When you look at statistics, triggered emails, automated emails are the ones that generate the best results. It's because when people are signing up for your list, they're the most engaged, they're most interested in your offer, and they don't want to wait for you to email them about a week or 2 weeks later. You want to do it very, very quickly. But since Abby is going to be talking about how to put those puzzles together later on, she'll be doing that in front of you live. I want to just focus on one specific aspect, is the lead magnets. I'm sure many of you have heard about lead magnets or you've used them before. They're often called opt-in incentives, content upgrades, ethical bribes. I'm not sure I'm really really happy about this term, but in the end, it's something that you offer to your website visitors for them to exchange your email address for. And why do we use this kind of thing? Why do we use this method of generating leads? Is because we're immune, our users are immune to multiple pop-ups, forms, ads, and everything that just doesn't add value, but adds more buzz around them. Something that's just distracting them and taking away their attention from the things that are important to them. If you want their attention, please offer something of value. And this is what lead magnets are supposed to do. So what makes a good lead magnet? There are 4 elements that make it good. This is, at least in my opinion, what's needed for lead magnet. It has to be eye-catching. So wherever you promote it, whether you put it on your landing page, or on your ads, on your website, or on your blog, email, it has to be eye-catching. People need to notice it. So the second thing is that it has to be interesting enough for them to look at it and want to check it out. But it also has to be interesting enough for them to make a decision, so that they are going to leave their email address, they leave you the contact details, so that they can get access to that lead magnet. It has to be also relevant. So, for example, we're doing content marketing and writing blog posts. It happens that there are different audiences that visit our website, and it might be that you're not always interested in all of these audiences. Sometimes you just want to attract one type of audience and you want to convert one type of audience. Let's say your article talks about some technical topics, and you have CTOs, CEOs, developers, and let's say students that are researching the topics of development, IT development, and they're reading your content. Perhaps the only group that is going to be actually the one that you can convert, it could be the developers. So I'm sure that the type of audience, this type of audience is going to need something else than a CTO will, or a CEO, or a student. So your lead magnet has to be relevant for your specific target audience. And the 4th point is with an asterisk, because you get bonus points if your content is engaging. And not all of this is relevant and always used, but you can see how many people fill out or used to fill out quizzes on Facebook, like what type of pizza they are, or what character in Friends they are. People like quizzes and other engaging types of content, online tools. So if you can make your lead magnet this way, please do. So let's take a look at some examples and just make sure that these lead magnets are following these rules. So here is a exit pop-up, actually a full screen pop-up that appears when you exit one of the marketing websites that we were checking out. It's marketing related, and as you can see in the pop-up, they're giving away 4 favorite books every month. So is it eye-catching? Definitely, because I was trying to leave the website and something blocked my screen, and it's actually nicely designed, so it's not distracting too much. Is it interesting? Well, I was researching topics on marketing, so definitely it is interesting. Is it relevant? For me, it is. It could be probably something else for someone else. And is it entertaining? Definitely. If I can win something, there's a thrill to it. So if I can win a book, of course, these aren't expensive things, and giving away 4 books to a few different people isn't going to cost this company a lot. But for me, it is definitely entertaining. And here at the bottom, you can't really see it, but they have a small print that says, "Congratulations to last month's winner, Mike someone." So this is cool, and it just gives you that feel like, oh, you can actually win something. Okay, so the second example. This is an LSA graph tool, mostly used by content marketers and SEOs when they're looking for similar phrases, using for synonyms when writing content. So you can use the tool for several queries, and then the pop-up appears. And they tell you, okay, your daily limit has been reached. Is it eye-catching? Again, it is, because you were just using the tool and something is blocking your screen. it is in red, so perhaps it's not very positive in certain cultures. Is it interesting? It is. I mean, I'm using that tool, so I'm interested in what is it that's happening right now. Is it relevant? Of course, because I want to access that tool. I want to be able to use it more than 3 times per day. Is it entertaining? Probably not really. But other than that, in my opinion, it's worth leaving your email address for in exchange for, because if you're finding value in that tool, then you're definitely going to use it. You're definitely going to fill out that form. Okay, so for example, we have an ebook on what does it take to become a great SEO specialist. So I was researching some topics on SEO on SEMrush website. It was partly SEO, partly content marketing related. And here I can see that they've got an ebook, which is a report on what it takes to become an SEO specialist, what kind of vacancies there are and requirements. So is it eye-catching? Kinda. It's not very, very, it's not attacking me. It's not, distracting me too much. It was somewhere in between the content. So maybe you would notice it, maybe not. Interesting. If I was thinking of going into SEO, then perhaps it would be. But if I'm just interested in about linking those things together, content and SEO, maybe not too much. Relevant? Yeah, definitely it is. But again, it depends on the audience that you're trying to attract. So the same lead magnet wouldn't have worked for someone else. And the last example I've got here. So I was checking out some healthy food blog. I was checking for some recipes, and then at the end of the article, where it told me the full recipe, the story behind that meal that I was trying to prepare, there was an embedded form, an inline form which just says "Stop dieting: 5 secrets to easy, healthy dinners." Is it eye-catching? Yeah. Is it interesting? Since it's actually linked to the content I was checking out, it is. And it says, get free meal plan recipes and make entire family eat one meal, 100% possible. So it is relevant for me, I guess. Is it entertaining? I wouldn't say it is, though I like the copy that says that it is 100% possible to make a family dinner that everyone's going to enjoy. But other than that, everything else about this form is okay. About this lead magnet is fine, because it's relevant. It's connected with the content I was reading, and if someone was checking out that article, they're likely gonna be looking at these things, and they're gonna be thinking about leaving their address as well for it. So it should work for that specific type of audience. Okay, so actually, this is probably the end of my part. I've got one more question, and this is again going to help us out prepare some better content for you guys. So after getting more theory on the lead magnets, we'd like to know what kind of lead magnets would you like to offer in exchange for a sign up? What would be relevant for your campaigns? And perhaps what kind of content you'd like to make it easier, you'd like to be able to use as a lead magnet more easily, whether it's ebooks, whether it's presentations, videos, courses. I don't know. It depends on what you're actually doing, what your business is. Just let us know, and we will happily be using that later on in our content campaigns. And I'm passing the mic now to Abby, where she's going to be putting those puzzles together and building the lead form and the lead funnel right in front of your eyes.
Everybody, Abby here. Thanks a lot, Michael. That was a good intro to get us all on board, just to get us thinking a bit more about lead funnels in particular as part of our lead generation campaigns, and then some examples of lead magnets, because that's really the driver, I could say, behind really kicking off and having some successful lead generation campaigns, is the fact that someone needs a reason to sign up, of course, and have some type of incentive. And so I'm going to actually share my screen now and go into a GetResponse account and show you what it's going to look like to actually be able to create one of these lead funnels, as we call them. And let us just get connected here a second. Okay, we should be good to go. You guys should all be able to see my screen inside of a GetResponse account. And so I'm going to navigate from here, from the dashboard, to the Autofunnel feature. So you'll see we've got some, tests going on. This is one of our test accounts that have lots of, eager GetResponsers working on all of our new features in it. So you'll see a few interesting things, in particular when I show you in a moment about how to set up some paid Facebook ads within GetResponse. And this is where we're doing all of that testing, and we're going to show you how it's working. So setting up this lead funnel is very simple within GetResponse, and it's putting a lot of pieces together that have been a part of GetResponse for a long time, like landing pages and autoresponders, and sign-up forms. But it's putting them all together for you, kind of in this more automated and highly visual process, just to make it easier for you and more straightforward about what's going on. And so I'm going to take this kind of persona that's, let's say I'm a new dietitian, looking to kind of get my new diet programs and things like this off of the ground, but I don't have a big audience just yet. And so I want to start promoting my content. I can say I have a blog as well, and I'm trying to really build up an email list. So eventually, whenever I am ready to really kick things off with my business and start monetizing, I've got this audience ready to be converted. And so I'm going to be promoting a free course that's got diet tips. So I'm going to be sending an email series, that people will sign up for to be able to just get free diet tips to their inbox, for 2 weeks or something. So I'm going to call this the Diet Program Lead Funnel. And as you can see underneath, we're going to automatically create a list in your account that is based on the name that you've given your funnel. So if you're in other areas of your account, like called lists, this will be automatically generated for you, and where these new signups will be stored within this list. Now I'm going to choose this option to build the list, create the funnel, and now we can see our visualization, we could call it, so to speak, where we just can see how we can create the sign-up page. We'll actually be gathering, the sign-ups, and where we'll be sending the traffic. And then this is where we'll be able to create our email series. And I'll just be creating one email just for our example, but if I'm doing this 14-day diet program, I'd be able to schedule and set up all 14 of my diet tips emails that would be sent out automatically at the intervals of my choosing. So I just need to choose to create a sign-up page here. And it's going to load all the templates that I can use to customize. You can browse based on the type of lead magnet or offer they're promoting. You can, of course, start from scratch as well. But quite handy, since I am looking to promote a healthy diet course, you can see I've got a template right here at my disposal that I could use to customize it. But there's lots of templates you'll see here, and it's a really big goal for us to be always adding new templates in lots of different scenarios that promote lots of different types of lead magnets and products. So we're always adding new templates and designs here, so keep your eyes out. So I'm going to choose this template here. Then I just give it a name, and this is internal. No one will see this, and so this will just be called sign up page, let's say. We'll go to the next step. And then we'll be inside of the landing page creator, where we can edit and customize this page, where we're going to be explaining and promoting our lead magnet and encouraging people to actually sign up for our list. And Monster is crunching lots of code here, so we'll just let him do that for a moment while we get it loaded. Any minute now, Monster, I think. There we go. So here's our template and the way we're going to be able to, of course, customize this. So what you would do is, update the images to match what it is that you're actually going to be promoting. If there's additional fields that you would like to gather from someone when they join your list, you'll be able to edit the form that's on this template landing page here. Of course, change the buttons, change the CTAs, sign up now. Change this text. We created the text hopefully to get your, creative juices flowing about how to really be enticing and really convince people to join your list. But of course, this is all things that you would be able to change. But they were all designed and copywritten with the conversion, best practices and tips in mind. And so hopefully you'll be able to easily customize, for example, the background of this, upload a different graphic if you need to, but they're really, designed to help you get more of these signups here. And so I won't take too much of our time going through all of the options as far as editing. I really hope you'll open it up, try it out. And you'll see whenever you hover over a particular element, you've got options like to delete it or to duplicate it, and then double clicking on it gives you the additional editing options that you can have for the text, like hyperlinks. And I'll draw our attention to a couple of, really, interesting and perhaps useful elements on this editing toolbar. There's a countdown timer. So if you wanted to actually create some urgency on your page, or there's some type of promotion or availability that should be specific to what you're offering for your lead magnet, you'll be able to actually create a countdown timer that would be able to automatically, of course, count down how long people have to actually take part in this offer. That's a really cool element as well. And you can see you can add additional shapes, the video. If you want to drag and drop over a video into your landing page, you'll be able to upload a video that's hosted on one of the top video hosting sites, YouTube, Vimeo, things like this, and then you can embed a video onto your page. So that's what's really going on here. But the goal of a landing page, hopefully we're kind of getting more and more familiar with that as time goes on and we start hearing more about landing pages, is that there's a goal in mind, and it's for a sign up. It's not like your home page where you have lots of navigation, lots of links. We need to keep focused on what it is we want them to do, which is to sign up. So that's going to really need to be in your mind whenever you're customizing your pages. I'll also bring your attention here. By default in Autofunnel, we've created the landing pages to be configured with an exit pop-up, so that if someone goes to leave your page before they sign up, this would be popping up and saying, wait, leave your email address. You won't want to miss this. And you can customize that if you don't want it, for what you want it to say, and also edit the settings for actually when it should appear. So this is just another thing that's been done for you, so you don't have to configure it yourself. But of course, if you do not want an exit pop-up configured on your page, simply delete it, and then it won't be there. And then this page right here, the thank you page, refers to what someone will see whenever they submit the form on your landing page or the exit pop-up if you keep it. And so this just needs to give them some more information about what they can expect. For example, if you promise an ebook download right when they sign up, a lot of people give their freebie sometimes in the first email, which I'll show you more about if it's a download. But of course, you can actually hyperlink this button here if you've got a link to your PDF that you've uploaded to your GetResponse account, or some other file that you actually have a link to. You can easily provide it here. But if not, delete the button. It was just there on the template to give you the option if you wanted to deliver your lead magnet on the thank you page after someone signs up, or you can let them know, check your inbox for your first of 14 diet tips, something like this. So then they know exactly what's going to be happening. You could put your social media icons here and encourage people to follow you. That's a really good idea to do as well right here, just to give people kind of some insight on what's coming next. I'll also briefly mention this option. This button right here, if you click it, creates another variant of your page. So you could run some A/B tests to be able to see which one is performing better. And it's important, if you do decide to run a test on which version of the page performs better, to be very clear about what it is you're testing. For example, you may want to run an A/B test to change the button text for this CTA button, the submit button. So we're trying on variant A, let's get healthy, but maybe variant B is, simply join now or sign up now. You can actually see which one is resonating and then be able to know which one's getting you more signups, and then be able to keep that in mind for future campaigns. So this is something to keep in mind as well. You can also, testing a, page headline is a, really important element, a color scheme, things like that. But that's what refers to the variant B, is the traffic would be sent, evenly to either variant of the page, and then you'll be able to track the signups. So I just wanted to make sure that you know that that's an option that you've got. I will also briefly mention the mobile editor. Is if you choose to go mobile, you'll be able to just simply customize and make sure that elements on your page are optimized for mobile. I will add a disclaimer that this is not intended to create a completely unique version of the mobile version of your page versus the desktop. It's mainly meant to, kind of better adapt the desktop version for mobile. So for example, if there's some text that's not particularly necessary, or it's a little bit too small, or maybe an image is not particularly necessary or doesn't fit well, you could, for example, hide it from the mobile version. In this instance, I think they're okay. This looks quite nice and vertical design for our landing page in the mobile version, but this is just so you can know that you will be able to enhance the desktop version of your landing page right here with the mobile version. So I wanted to make sure we talked about that as well. I'll also mention this settings icon. We're going to get into the settings for actually setting up the URL of your landing page and publishing it, but I wanted to mention this as well, particularly because we're talking about lead pages or lead funnels and actually being able to start getting traffic to the page. We're going to be talking about making sure that we drive traffic to it from social media, and also going to show you about Facebook ads. And so you want to make sure that you upload a nice image for this. I can, for example, just give you an example. You can see we're doing some dog tests, promotions there. But something that will be showing up as the preview image if you share the URL to this landing page on Facebook. So keep that in mind, because we are going to be doing a lot of sharing on social media of our landing page that we want people to actually sign up from. So this is something that I want to draw your attention to here in the settings. So keep that in mind. The SEO settings I'm going to do in the next step, but it's this icon I want to bring our attention to, because I think most certainly you're going to be sharing the URL to this page on Facebook as well. So we'll click OK, and now let's go to the next step. This is where we're going to configure the URL and publish this page. And so the page title is what people will see. For example, I know earlier I told you no one will see it and it's internal, but they will see it if you do index in search engines. I should have made that a little bit more clear. So I'll actually call this, free diet tips to transform your healthy lifestyle. And then the description, this could be something that you can keep in mind of what's going to appear if this shows up on, search engines, which I think you're going to hope it will. And so you would hopefully as well be doing some research on your own keywords for what industry you're in, for what you're trying to rank for what people are searching for whenever they're searching for things that are in your niche or your industry. So I hope you've done a little bit of keyword research as well before you actually start your lead gen campaigns and publish your landing pages. So make sure you keep that in mind whenever you are establishing your page title and description. And so I can just do a quick description here. Sign up for free healthy diet tips delivered to your inbox each day. Okay, and now we can set up our page URL. And so if you already have your own domain, your own website, you'll be able to connect that domain with GetResponse, and then this landing page that we have created will be able to live under your domain or subdomain. If you don't have a domain just yet, that's not a problem. You can actually go ahead and publish your page under a GetResponse domain that's provided for free, and just call it, healthy, free health diet tips. Just like this, let's say. But you could follow the instructions here for how to change the CNAME entry to your subdomain, for example. So it could be, yourdomain.com/free healthy diet tips, or whatever you want it to be. And so that way it lives under your own landing page, your own website domain, but then it could have the subdomain of whatever you want it to be for this actual sign up page. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, before you go to publish your page, make sure you check out these help links that are listed here. It's on our help center, and then go ahead and set up in the back end of your website if that's how you want to actually do that. And now the subscription settings. Automatically, people are going to be subscribed to the list that I mentioned was created automatically whenever you create the name of your funnel. But here you would just configure what it is people see when they submit the form on your page. So the default thank you page refers to that thank you page tab that I showed you in the editor, where you can just customize it and let people know what you want them to actually know about when they sign up. But for example, you could choose a different URL on your website. For example, if there's another page you'd rather them see when they submit the form, you can just customize that right there. And there are additional analytics and remarketing options that you can actually integrate with. So for example, you could integrate with Google Analytics, put your Google Analytics ID in, and be able to send the data that's happening for this landing page into your Google Analytics account. So that's something for you to keep in mind as well. So I'll go ahead and click publish. See, I knew that was going to happen. I always forget to deselect it. Okay, go to publish. And so you can see the first step is done. And so our funnel visualization, I always say that funny, is finished, and we can move on to the next step of setting up the emails. I'm gonna keep this handy, this URL here, because I'll need to use it in just a moment. So I'm gonna open it in a moment to keep the URL handy so I can use it in our Facebook ad. So let me just copy that. Okay. And so it's going to be monitoring how many page visitors we have to the site, and then how many people are actually turning into contacts. So how many people actually subscribed from my landing page. And now we need to create the email or the emails that they're going to receive whenever they sign up. So this kind of diet program that I promised, or it would be the email you send that actually delivers the ebook that you promised, or whatever other kind of freebie or reason or incentive they had for joining. So this is the internal message name. This is indeed something that will not be seen by anyone. So this can be called, welcome message. Subject, thanks for signing up. Here's your first tip to improve your diet. You can personalize it with their first name. You can add some emojis, whatever you'd like to do. You can again see our test email addresses for from fields, so don't mind that. And we'll go to the next step and be able to choose our template. And automatically it has brought up the corresponding message templates that match the template we chose in our landing page, just so it's easier for you to kind of keep the feel, make people actually recognize your brand. That's where they signed up. So we've got a very similar template available for the emails. And so here's a template that can work, but again, you can totally scroll through, find some that you like, or you can as well start from scratch if you want to build your own message template. But we'll use this one. And Monster needs to chomp on a bit more code, and then we can actually see what it will look like to customize this. And so here it's good, again, to simply confirm you're in, you're subscribed, your healthy diet plan is coming. You could as well hyperlink this with the URL to your download. It's because you can use the files and images section in your GetResponse account and actually upload, let's say, a PDF or a Word document or an image file, any type of file, and actually have it be hosted there. And then copy the link within the files and images space. You just copy the link that's available there, and then you could hyperlink a button so that whenever someone receives this message, it'll say, oops, I'm in the URL. Okay, type this. Okay, I'll use that. And then now, I'm going too fast for our little editor. Okay. Download now. For example, I like to give the example of an ebook as well, just because I know a lot of free download of how it's super easy to be able to provide it in a downloadable link in an email. But if this was going to be, as we're promoting in this example, an email course, the content is simply the email. So we'll be giving them, here's all of your tips, here's what you can expect in the coming 14 days. If you had a blog, of course, it's a good idea to say, learn more about, transforming your life into a new healthy regime on my blog, things like that. So it is, of course, good to always deliver what you promised straight away whenever someone signs up. No one wants to feel duped. But then be able to say, if you're interested in this, have a check on my blog, follow me on Facebook, see what else I'm up to on my different channels. Because this is all about nurturing these leads. We got them to sign up. That's a huge win. That's a huge conversion, no doubt. But in order for all of us to continue our online marketing, eventually we will have to convert these people into paying customers. And so this is just us trying to gather them and nurture them with content for them to see that we're a valuable resource. And eventually they may want to pay the Healthy Diet team to create a customized diet plan for them once we start to actually monetize our offers. But for now, we're just looking on nurturing them. And so let's say I've customized this. You can, just like the landing page creator, edit the copy and the text however you want to, drag and drop other images and areas, text blocks into the message, change the images, update it if you don't want this to be the featured image on your message, upload your own logo, all of those things. But for the sake of time, I'll go to the next step. And we'll see our funnel in just a moment. Cool. So technically, our funnel is good to go. This is a fully functioning lead funnel that has a sign-up form and a follow-up email. And so it's telling you here more about the ways you can promote this page and this funnel, and to be able to start building your list with the email leads, which is our total goal. And I'm going to be showing you these two tools in just a second. So it's really, really cool. And I like this presentation because it lets you know exactly actionable ways to get started to actually, get traffic and building your audience. Because that's what a lot of people are like, cool, I have a landing page, but no one can see it. No one's looking at it. How do I do that? I posted a link on my Facebook profile, but nothing's happening. Well, that's because your audience may not just be that big yet. And so we need to start working on improving that and getting it a bit bigger. And, in the world, the way it is now with online marketing, paid ads, paid social media ads are a huge part of that. And so there's a couple of things to talk about in terms of Facebook ads, which I'll show you how to build one in just a bit. And also, I don't know if you know this, but GetResponse customers have access to an app that we call the Social Ads Creator. So you can create these really professional, really engaging social media posts within this app and post them or schedule them right there on the app, so they can actually be feeding your social media profiles with really engaging, unique content, in addition to running Facebook ads, because you don't want to just only rely on paid advertising. Of course, it's a big part of it, but also you want to be preparing your social media profiles with interesting dynamic content. And you all have access to this free app. You can see that you can get a download link sent to you if you put your email address in, or your phone number, of course. Put your phone number in and you'll be able to download that. And I will show you a little peek at what that looks like as well. So I'm going to close this because I'll show you all that in just a moment. But I want to show you how you would actually create the next email. Because I mentioned you can schedule the whole, for example, 14-day email course right here within this funnel. And so all you need to do is hover over these dots right here and choose add another email. And then we would call this, diet program message 2. And if you want this to go out the day after the first message is sent when someone signs up, you would leave it as day 1. But if you wanted it to go out 2 days after, it's day 2. If you want it to go out 1 week, I think you're getting my drift here, you would put it on day 7. That's what that's actually referring to. And you can configure the, send times. If you do not want it to go out on a particular day of the week, you can disable one, like on a Sunday, for example. And then you would just create a new email right here and go through the process just as we did before. So being able to choose that template, if you want to keep the scent, so we say, in the marketing world. So message 2, here's your next tip. And I'll just show you. I won't go through the whole process because I still want to show you guys Facebook ads. But again, you could choose, there's another template that's basically the same, but it's slightly different. So you can just use the same kind of template through a whole series if you wanted, so people recognize that, recognize your brand, or of course you can change it up. That's totally up to you. But I just wanted to show you what it would look like to actually configure multiple messages within your funnel, and then people will just automatically be sent those messages, and that's part of your nurturing campaign. That's part of people, really starting to get to know you, get to know what you're offering. And then whenever you are ready to start monetizing, you are ready to start promoting and converting them from, leads and email subscribers into customers. They're going to be totally familiar with your brand, what you offer, trust you, and that's going to really help increase your conversions into customers. And then you could be creating a sales funnel and Autofunnel. And we had a webinar about that just about a month ago. Michael and I did, so I hope you'll check that out. We can also share the link, or it's also available on our website as well, so you can actually see exactly from start to finish how to create a sales funnel whenever you're ready to start converting these leads that you've gathered from this campaign into paying customers. So this is going to be what our lead funnel. I'm going to leave it like this for now. it is complete, and I want to see about how I can actually be sending traffic to this URL, to my sign up page. And then I'll be able to be monitoring this funnel as my campaign progresses over how many visitors I convert into contacts, how many people are clicking and engaging with my emails, and then I'll be able to track overall list growth and my success rate of converting people from visitors to subscribers. So this is just going to be a really easy way to keep an eye on how my campaign is performing. So I can click exit, and then I'll be able to monitor it whenever I go to Autofunnel. It's right here, and I can at a glance as well see my page views, contacts, and success rates here as well. But now I want to just go to the Facebook ads feature. And the Facebook ads feature is currently available for GetResponse accounts that pay for their account in US dollars, but we're working on making it available very soon to all accounts, no matter in what currency you pay. And so I want to show you what it looks like now. So whenever it's going to be released to all types of accounts, no matter in what currency you pay, you'll be able to know exactly how it's working. And again, you can see we're doing a lot of tests. We're trying to really make sure we cover all bases and, try lots of different scenarios. So that's where you can see some review, inactive, things like that is from our tests. And cute dogs are also quite handy. And so we'll be able to create an ad right here. But I already started a draft of one, diet plan promotion. So I'm going to click edit so you can see a bit more about what goes into creating a Facebook ad and GetResponse. So of course you need to connect your Facebook page with GetResponse. That's a first step. And if you actually connect your Facebook page with your Instagram account, you'll be able to have it so this ad can run both on the Facebook news feed, but also the ad can be run on your Instagram feed and Instagram stories as well. But that's if you've actually gone into your Facebook page settings and integrated your Instagram account there. And once you've done that, you'll be able to see the option to actually place the ad in the Instagram feed and stories as well. So that's, of course, the first step, to actually connect those. Connect your accounts. And then you can actually edit the audience, edit the audience and who should actually see this page. So you can choose to target existing GetResponse contacts, but once a list in your account has at least 100 contacts. So the list that you're targeting, contacts on has to have at least 100, and probably most of us are just kind of getting started building our list, so this may not be the best option. You can also choose the next option, probably as well wouldn't be particularly right for us, because you need to have a list of at least 500 people to target a group similar to your existing contacts, but that can be handy once you've been growing even more. Custom audience is probably a really good option for us to get started. And you can also choose people who have liked your page or people similar to them as well. But I'm going to choose custom audience. So let's say in my particular instance, I want to be specific only to people who are in the United States. Let's say because my recipes and things like that are used in US measurements, ingredients that are easy to find. So I am just going to target people in the United States, all genders, all age groups, anyone who's just kind of looking to improve their diet. Interest is optional, but if I wanted to, I could, healthy living. I want to contact people who are, into fitness and wellness, let's say, and let's see what comes up for, healthy diet. People who are showing an interest in these things, or I could, of course, just leave it optional and not fill this out to even increase the potential audience here, but I'll leave that as it is. And now we need to set your budget. So how much you're willing to spend. You can see the minimum budget for an ad is $5 a day, the maximum 100. So you can configure your ad budget here and calculate the runtime. I'm just going to choose in this example, since I am testing here, $5 in 1 day. And finally, the content. So this is what's really cool. I was editing this already and testing it out, and so this is showing you a preview of what it would look like on Facebook, and then on Instagram you can actually preview it. But I'll click edit, and then you can see that's what was handy previously, so you can see what it looks like. So the message introducing your ad is what's going to be on top. So what people will actually see before the image that you've provided, the content. So something that would catch people's eye, looking to clean up your diet. Again, this is where some of your research into your audience and the type of contacts you're looking to gather would be really handy. Then you can simply import an image, just upload an image that you have set up on your computer. I can also show you a little bit more about that app, but I know I'm going on a bit too long, so I want to make sure we have time for questions and answers as well. So you would just upload an image that you think would help really entice people to click on your ad, and then link to the site promoted. So this is where I need to make sure, and I input the link to our sign-up page. So the page we just went through and created, that's the entry point for our lead funnel, needs to go right here. This is, of course, the most important aspect I could probably mention. The headline is what people will see just above the URL. You can choose what type of button, and then a description, so what people would see underneath the ad. But it's more helpful, I think, if you see it like this. So you can see the visual there a bit more. And I know that Michael and Alexander have some links handy and probably have already sent them to you, where they have prepared an amazing blog post that gives you lots of tips and examples for how to set up high converting, Facebook ads and social advertising. So definitely I recommend checking those out. But this is a great way to be able to see a preview. And then I could submit the ad. But remember, after you submit the ad, that's when we will charge the total budget amount to your credit card. And so I'm not going to click submit. I am, just testing that here. But then simply it needs to go through the Facebook review process, and you'll be able to keep track of that within this manage view of the ads. So ones that are inactive, or if they're currently in review with Facebook, and then once they're actually running, you'll see them as active as well. And so this is going to be, where you'll be able to actually initiate these ads, monitor them, and actually see your how they're performing, your impressions, how many clicks they're getting. So this is going to be, I think, really cool. And also remember that can be on Instagram as well. Now, really briefly, I want to show you that Social Ads Creator app that I talked about earlier. So let me get that prepared. This is kind of like a cool new thing we're going to show you. And it's kind of like totally meta. I don't know. It's like desktop sharing a mobile app on a desktop in a webinar. So I'm not going to show you too much on it, simply because I don't want us to get lost here. But this is what it looks like in the Social Ads Creator. You'll be able to see that if you click the Create, that you can actually integrate a GetResponse Autofunnel with this app. And so that means that automatically products that you're looking to promote and sell would be available in this app. And you could create these custom posts and designs right within this app and be able to schedule posts that automatically have like some of the graphics and promotional materials that you've added to GetResponse in these posts, which is cool. Also, if you're selling on Etsy, you can connect your Etsy store, or of course start from scratch. You'll be able to browse templates. So you'll be able to see that they're animated as well, or you can just publish some that are static and just an image as well. And actually, if you choose to use this app, you could actually save this to your phone, save one of these that you create to your phone, and then use it as your Facebook ad content. Remember how I mentioned whenever I was talking about the Facebook ad, how you could just upload an image from your computer? If you save one of these posts to your phone, you can simply then just upload it whenever you're creating that Facebook ad, and use that as the Facebook ad as well. So that's kind of another option. I'll show you what it looks like. I've opened up a draft. So this is kind of an example of what our diet program may be using as a paid advertisement or just as an organic post. And so you'll see if I click on this image, I see some options where I can choose from my own camera roll as an image, or there's also an Unsplash integration. So you can search for free images, free high quality stock images, and customize the image that's shown here. Let's say I want to change it to this one. I can use that photo. And you can see there, it's automatically formatted that. If I click on this, I'll be able to, change the text color, change the font, input your own, blog address, or input the URL of your sign-up page that you're driving traffic to. That would probably be a really good idea to drive traffic to your sign-up page that we've just created. And so this is something that you can use and to create these posts that, again, like I mentioned, will run in addition to your paid advertising. And so I hope you will browse through these, because you'll be able to see lots of examples of different types of posts you can create. So even if you're not selling, yet, you don't have to just promote products. You can use it to, for example, just, do messages, Merry Christmas messages in this example, like you see, engage with people about what their goals are, just different ways to engage with people. So I definitely recommend, of course, paid Facebook advertising is huge. And, this is going to be a really important and key way to actually, get some new audience. But then you want to be also prepping really interesting and good quality content for your social media profiles. And so you would just be able to integrate your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter accounts with this app, and be able to post and schedule posts to go out that you create with this. So I definitely recommend a combination of that. So your organic social posts seem to really be on point, and you can use this app for that, and also for your Facebook ads as well. So I hope this was kind of interesting for you to actually get a quick, I know that was very quick, preview of the app, but it is a really, really great, easy to use resource for you to create some really interesting looking social media posts. Okay, I just managed to get us all finished with just enough time, hopefully, to allow for a bit more time for questions. For example, we can do questions as we want to chat, if we can keep chatting with them, or I can stay on with my voice and be able to answer some questions or show something on my screen again that maybe you want to see more of. So I'm going to go quiet for just 1 second while I connect with Michael and Alexander and see how things are going. And so hang with me for just a second. I'm going to check how the questions are going, and then we will all check back in with each other. We had time for our little update. And so I think there were some questions while I was talking earlier about the recording, maybe a little bit of issues during the screen share. Definitely. We're going to send you all the recording, I hope tomorrow. Should be tomorrow. You all will get it via email. So keep your eye out for that. And we'll also be posting it online on getresponse.com/resources. You'll be able to see it there. But we will send you all directly a link to the recording. So no worries. I know we went over a lot. And so we'll be getting that completely through to you all. I think I saw a question about the app. So I hope you will check. So if you're on the App Store or you use Android, search for GetResponse Social Ad Creator. And if you have a GetResponse account, you've got access to this app. Everyone has access to it, but if you have a GetResponse account that you pay for, you get the premium version of this app for free. So that means you get more templates and a few more options within the app. So if you're already paying for GetResponse, you have this premium app for free. And so remember, like I showed you, when you finished the funnel, it automatically in that pop-up tells you about the app and asks you to put your phone number in, and we will send you a link to download it. Or if you just go to the App Store or to Google Play, you can search for GetResponse Social Ads Creator, and then you can download it from there. So definitely hope that you guys take advantage of that awesome resource. You can schedule posts, that are not affected, at all with Facebook ads necessarily. And I definitely recommend, it's even just a great idea for brainstorming different types of posts that you could be sharing on your social profiles, just to get you thinking about different ways and different types of messages and content that you could share on your social media profiles. So we're not just like sitting there dormant, not sure what to post. So definitely recommend to check that out as well. So I'll see in the meantime if there's some other questions. So here's a question. Yeah, maybe the difference between lead funnels and sales funnels. So as you saw from the webinar just now, when I was sharing my screen, lead funnels are specifically meant just to generate, traffic and to turn traffic into email subscribers. So it's great for people who maybe are not selling online just yet. You're looking to just build up an email list, build up an audience, and then once you get your business off the ground, you actually are able to start monetizing your offers. You've got a list of people who are like ready to hear from you, interested in your offers, and will convert into customers. That's a good example. Or sometimes I liken it to people who are kind of doing a pre-launch campaign. And so if you're about to, do a big new launch, a big new product release, you could potentially run just this lead funnel where it's simply gathering email addresses and nurturing them with an email. You can use it as you want. It's putting together landing pages and emails together in a very, simple automated process. And sales funnels are to, really focus on turning people from, email subscribers into customers. So this is kind of like the first step in the customer journey, let's say, with lead funnels, if you're not ready to start selling yet. But if you are ready to start selling, if you, have products like an ebook or actual, physical products that you want to sell, you can create a GetResponse sales funnel with Autofunnel right now and be able to capture email addresses, nurture them, but then start to automatically promote your products that they would pay for. And people can actually process payments within GetResponse, purchase from your landing pages, all of that. Okay, I can look again. And yes, some of you noticed the new webinar room. Indeed, this is a brand new look. This was our kind of first big live event in the new room, so I'm glad you guys all like it. And I don't know if we've got too many more questions, and we are rounding out today, so I will actually just quickly promote a couple new announcements that we have. We have a website called GetResponse Resources. So it's just getresponse.com/resources. And it's got also a total new design, a total new way to be able to search through different topics and types of content. So I definitely recommend for all of you who are looking to learn more, not just about GetResponse features, but online marketing in general. How to, for example, you can see, a focus on conversion rate optimization. If you want to see all guides, so you can search by like type and topic to be able to find all videos related to one particular topic, or, all infographics related to a particular topic. So definitely recommend to check that out. It's really, really a good resource, I think, to be able to learn more and really step up your online marketing game. And so definitely stay tuned for more. Thank you all so much. Remember to check out the GetResponse blog and resources to really learn more, online marketing tips. The getresponse.com/help is, where you can go to actually, learn step-by-step instructions for actually, specifics in the GetResponse product. And you can also join, I definitely recommend this as well, the landing page and funnel experts Facebook group. There's lots of cool collaboration going on, people actually chiming in on each other's landing page design. They offer really constructive feedback on what they could improve. They help each other out, and it's really growing to be a really cool community. So I definitely recommend to check that out. So thank you all again for taking, an hour out of your very busy schedules to learn more about lead funnels, to learn more how you can actually set this up and GetResponse. So we definitely appreciate it. And please keep your eyes out for the recording so you can watch it again and be able to pause it and rewind and do all of that. So thank you all so much again. We appreciate it. And please have a great rest of your day or evening.